Welcome back to another video. My name is Abby, and today we are talking about the key to changing your self-image and keeping it. Before we get into the video, I want to tell you that if you've been interested in working with me, a one-on-one, me and you, it's a great time to do so. I am now taking donation-based payment, meaning there is a $30 minimum payment, and if that's what you have right now, great. If you want to leave more, you can do so in the tip option. Either way, I look forward to helping you move out of this limited perception so that you can start manifesting whatever it is in your life that you want to manifest. So back to the video. Self-image, dramatic drum roll. What is it? Why is it blocking you? Why is it keeping you from what you want? And also, more importantly, what is the key to changing it and keeping it? So for those of you who might not know, and just so we're all on the same page, your self-image is the way that you see yourself. Pretty simple, right? But a little bit deeper level that gives us a little bit more clues on how powerful this is how you perceive yourself. What allowances and permission you give yourself on how you can be in the world, how other people can treat you, what you can get in life, how you can maneuver in your life right now based on how you perceive yourself, who it is that you think you are, what it is you think you're worth or not worth. This goes both ways. You can have a very high self-image, meaning that it aligns with higher value, more worthiness. And also you can have a lower self-image, meaning that it's a low value that you see in a reflection of your outside world, and it is a low worthiness. And before we get anywhere, a lot of times when we think about self-image, and like I just mentioned earlier, worthiness. What is worthiness? Where is it created? And for those of you out there who are like me early on, I didn't feel worthy, and I didn't really know where that was coming from. Did I just check that box when I was born? Like, do you just get like the short end of the stick? Where is a lack of worth come from? Where is it that you start feeling unworthy? Well, really, according to Maston Kipp, he says that worth is basically when you're younger, your very early on experiences, when you are vulnerable and you ask for your need to be met, and it is met, it is heard, you're listened to, and it's met, you have a sense of worthiness. However, if you grew up in a situation and your caretakers were potentially too preoccupied with something else, maybe they were not attuned, being aware of where you were emotionally, maybe they didn't care, maybe they did care, they didn't have the tools, whatever reason why, you took it to mean, oh, okay, well, I have this need, it's not being met, surely it's just not worth being met. And that's something you formed as a kid. So realize, if you do right now feel unworthy, if your self-image, you see yourself as not worthy, and you're finding these reflections in the outside world that are like, yep, look, you're not worthy. That's only happening because that's how you see yourself. You're literally finding things that are going to reflect back to you how you feel about yourself. That's called confirmation bias. So with that out of the way, you can see, oh, okay, well, maybe there's some things in my life that I actually misreasoned on because I was a kid, I was a child, I was learning and doing the best I could, the best you could, and the people around you are not to blame. They also were doing the best they could. However, now you can reason with your adult mind, bringing that memory or that value of you from an implicit in your body explicit, so you can re-reason on it. That's a fancy way to say basically you can become aware of it and do something new in the moment. So self-image, right? So potentially right now, say that you are having a low self-image. You don't really have the confidence. You see yourself as not good enough. Maybe you're not attractive. Maybe you don't see yourself as talented. Maybe you see yourself as not lovable, right? No matter what it is. I'm going to bring some friends into this video, and I hope you welcome them, and I hope you're excited about them. This is my friend, the whale. I believe I got this in somewhere in New Mexico. Yes, I got this in Santa Fe, New Mexico. So this is our friend. This whale, it's going to be completely objective, right? This whale is just going to represent low worth, right? We're going to say maybe the whale obviously lives in the water, and water are emotions. So those heavier emotions of sadness, maybe just feeling lonely, whatever it is, right? Maybe you don't have a great self-image of making money, so you don't feel like you're capable, whatever it is. Mr. Whale or Mrs. Whale is going to represent that, okay? So just stay with me. Now, I'm also bringing in a friend And this is the elephant. I think you're supposed to put something in here, and the little whatever cream or whatever concoction you put in there comes out the nose, right? So it's very cute. I loved it, and it lives in my room. So we're going to bring Mr. and Miss Elephant, and we're going to use them to help demonstrate this. They're my friends. We're all here to help you move out of wherever it is that you're currently experiencing so that you can get what you want, okay? So obviously these are not the same. It's very obvious. Elephant lives on the ground, the way that the elephant maneuvers in the earth, the way that they interact, quite different than the way that a whale moves, right? The whale needs water, swims, doesn't walk, what the whale eats versus what the elephant eats, how the whale communicates versus how the elephant communicates. I think you get the picture. So there's no negative view of either of these. Just the same as what's happening right now, your self-image, there's no bad. It's a current situation that you're not enjoying because it is uncomfortable and potentially is representing suffering, or you're experiencing suffering in your life. So just the same, right now, you have a certain way that you see yourself. The way that you can start liberating, and the whole point of this is how you can change your self-image and keep it. Well, really the biggest key that we're going to start getting into is the idea that you start becoming aware that right now, this identity, the stories that keep you here. So say that this is Mr. Elephant is abundance, and it's peace, and it's harmony, and it's having that secure relationship. Whatever it is right now that you want, that you see as ideal, that's what the elephant's going to represent. However, you're in whale energy, right? And it's a low self-worth, right? You have negative thoughts. Maybe you blame yourself. Maybe you see yourself as, oh, look, I messed up again, right? There's some cyclical thoughts, and those thoughts are coming from beliefs. And again, remember what we talked about earlier about worth. Some things have happened when you were younger. You might have grown up in a very intense home where there was a high emotions, and maybe it's very obvious where these things came from. Maybe you grew up in a situation where it was kind of silent and there was nothing really wrong or intense, but you didn't get your needs met. In both situations, the needs you had were not met. That's it. No one's to blame. However, just the same as you were hungry or you needed a nutrient and you weren't provided it, now your body still needs it. Your soul, your heart still needs it. So when you start to realize that the reasons that you have been telling yourself that you're a whale is because you grew up in that energy, and you had situations and meanings you gave those situations that gave you a value. So you gave yourself a meaning based on potentially an adult not having the tools, not having the emotional capacity. You thought, oh, I'm not worthy. Maybe somebody told you that you're shit, or you're not good enough, or you're terrible, or are you going to do a little bit more? Yeah, you did good, but I think you can do better. Oh, I'm not good enough. Realizing, oh my God, I've been always more than good enough. I've been worthy. I've been whole and complete. I've been talented. All these things have existed. However, these stories have been holding me down, and I thought that's who I was. As you start to move back into your awareness of being, realizing, oh, just the same as I'm wearing this shirt color today, I can take this shirt off and put on another shirt. I can actually step out of these beliefs because I realize the power that they held simply by not being aware of them. Okay, if I want to be an elephant, I need to start thinking, okay, who would I believe myself to be? How would I maneuver? What inner belief system, what assumptions would I have of myself? How would I talk? I wanted to make him talk. I don't know why, but anyway, how would I walk? How would I maneuver? What would my actions be? What would my choices be? What would my behavior be? So starting to see yourself as this from the whale cannot get on land and then start moving through and pretend to be an elephant. You have to let go of these beliefs, meaning that you will literally have to surrender who it is that you have seen yourself to be. And one of the best ways, in my opinion, to do that is to start looking at the origin. Where did they come from? Reason. See yourself as who you were. You were a kid. You did the best you could. You created a meaning, and you are still living off that meaning when you were 4, 5, 10, whatever age. Realize that you can let that go. And just the same as you let that go, you can pick up something new. And that can be alignment. You will not expand your current way of thinking, your current thoughts, your current belief system. You will not expand that, and this whale will not turn into an elephant. You need to surrender it, because you're just as what we said earlier. Nothing's bad about this. However, the whale situation, you don't really dig it. You want to experience the elephant, right? So the whole point of this and the way that you can change your self-image is starting to be aware of how you actually see yourself, and then take it one step further. Okay, this is how I see myself. Where did that come from? Oh my God, what if when my mom told me those things, it's because she was going through a really hard time. That doesn't make her bad. I can still love her. She's not a mean person. She just was going through a hard time, having a bad day that day. And that moment I took, and I've been defining myself based on it, living through that moment of weakness of my mom, or just low moment of negativity that really hurt me. I've been living my life through the lens of that pain. Oh my God, she was just having a bad day. Actually, the whole entire time I was good. I was worthy. I was whole. All these things, I deserve to have my needs met. Oh my God. Okay, well, if whale represents not having your needs met and always having what you want outside of you, okay, well, I'm going to put this back on the shelf, and I'm actually going to pick up this just the same. Like I said, oh, this gray shirt, okay, I'm going to put on a red shirt or a blue shirt. And you can do that when you start becoming aware, your awareness of being, realizing that you are not your identity. You are bigger than that. Dr. Joe Dispenza and Neville Goddard says, the faceless, nameless one. So moving outside of your current existence of identity, realizing, oh, I've been doing certain things to cope or, maneuver to get my needs met. And I can start seeing, okay, what is it what I really want to experience, and who will I need to be? What level of consciousness will I need to align with, so that, just like an elevator, right? If you know that the store is on the 8th floor, you'll need to raise your consciousness level to the 8th floor. The door's open, that experience is there for you. If what you're wanting is on the 4th floor, okay, you'll need to think about who you need to be to calibrate or to move the elevator so that when the door is open, that experience is there. As you're becoming aware of what your consciousness has been, who have you been, what thoughts have been dominating your mind, then you can start moving into who it is you want to be based on the experience you want to have, because your consciousness is basically expressed in your outside world. The more you understand the power you have of, yes, as you see yourself differently, the way that you see the world will change, but it is so much deeper than that, because you're literally cutting all the cords that have been holding you back from your true expression. Your natural way of being is a high elevated state. You don't have to build up to that. All you need to do is see and start becoming aware of the things that have held you down simply by your belief in them, simply by the meaning that you attach to them. They're not true. You're beautiful, you're whole and complete, you're worthy, you deserve everything that you desire to have right now. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, hit that little like button below. If you haven't done so already, join this community. We would love to have you. I love y'all, and I'll see you on the next one.